Okay, so I'm going to give you a breakdown of the answers for the study guide. I've already done a couple here, did those in class today. So this first one, number 1, take a look at, we have 492 divided by 3. I chose to use the numbers 3 times 100 to make 300 and subtract that. We'd have 192 left. And I did 3 times 50 to make 150. It's 42 left. 3 times 10 makes 30. Subtract that. I have 12 left, and 3 times 4 makes 12. So once again, I told the kids in class today, these are just examples. The numbers that you multiply with may be different from what you have, and that's okay, so long as you result with the same quotient as I have, 164, for this first problem. On the second problem, we have 784 divided by 4. My first multiple that I used is 100. 4 times 100 is 400. So use that, subtract it, and there's 384 left. I know that 4 times 90 is 360. And take that away from 384, there's 24 left. 4 times 6 makes 24. And 24 minus 24 is nothing. So we have 190 and 6 for our quotient. And one way that I've tried to teach the kids to check is to take each of the products when you use to multiply. For example, 400, 360, and 24. If these add up, if we were to take all of these and add them up, they should come out to be the same thing as the dividend, 784 in this example. Okay, so in this case, fix my little boo-boo there. All right, we have 4 ones, 8 tens, and 7 hundreds. So this checks out. We've done everything correctly. And in just a second, I'll show you a problem with a remainder and how to check that. So let's take a look at number 6 here. Okay, so we have 1,176 divided by 6. I'm going to choose 6 times, what should I use? 1,000. If I do 6 times 200, that's too much. So I'll do 6 times 100 to start us off. Nice round landmark. So subtract 600. We'd have 576 remaining. Alright, so then 6 times what next? So what next? I know 6 times 90 makes 540. Just have 36 remaining. 6 times 6 makes 36. Nothing left. So 196. All right, number 4, 4,259 divided by 7. Okay, using multiples of 7 here. 7 times something. All right, so I know 7 times 600 would make 4,200. Subtract this. There is only 59 left. 7 times 8 makes 56. And there's only 3 left there. Okay, so as we checked up above, I'll show you that again. Okay, so 7 times 600 is 4,200, and then 7 times 8 is 56. When we add those together, you notice we've got 4,256. Well, that's not the same as our dividend, but we can't forget we had a remainder. So we take the remainder, and we also have to add that back in too. So add the 3 remaining, and that does equal 4,259. So remainder 3, that R stands for remainder. Okay, so this checks out fine. All right, let's move on. Going on to the word problems on the back. All right, so disregard this name right here. This is supposed to be Kendra also. All right, so Kendra makes 494 bracelets for a craft fair. She sells the bracelets in sets of 6. And blurry. Let me fix that. There we go. Okay. So she sells the bracelets in sets of 6. how many sets of bracelets does Kendra make, excuse me. All right, so we have 494 divided by sets of 6. So first thing I'd like to multiply, 6 times 50. I'll choose this time. 6 times 50 makes 300. I'm going to take that away. There, we only have 194 left. 6 times 30 makes 180. We'd only have 14 left. Now I know I can only multiply 6 times 2 more times to make 12. I have 2 remaining. Alright, and so then our answer would be 82, remainder 2. Now, notice one thing here. She's selling the bracelets in sets of 6. So 82 represents the sets, the number of sets that she is able to make. 2 remaining, those represents the bracelets that are not able to fit into those sets of 6. So one thing on the test that I'm looking for is a summary statement that summarizes what the question was asking. So Kendra is able to make 82 sets of bracelets to sell. And if you want to include something about the remainder, that's fine. The important thing is to know that there are 82 complete sets. On our next division test, we will have, the questions will be about remainders. Okay, moving on to number 6. Makita and her 3 sisters decide to share their 1,231 markers equally. How many will each of the girls receive? Okay, so big thing that I've seen a lot of people overlook is that her 3 sisters and Makita. So it's a total of 4 people, not just the 3 sisters. Makita's included in this. So we have 1,231 markers divided between 4 people. Okay, so right off the bat, I know 4 times 300 makes 1,200. There's only 31 left. 4 times 7 makes 28. There would be 3 remaining. Okay, so quotient 307, remainder 3. If we put it in context with the story problem, Makita and her sisters will each get 307 markers. Be 3 extra markers left over. Okay. Going on to number 7. This is a fun one because it's not realistic at all. Fernando and his family went to Waco, Texas for a vacation. They drove 1,054 miles in 7 hours. They drove the same number of miles in each hour. How many miles did they drive each hour? This is a very futuristic equation, futuristic story problem. Maybe someday in the future this will be possible. Okay, so 1,054 divided by 7 hours. 1,054 miles divided by 7. Okay, 7 times 100. Easy landmark. 700. Okay, so we'd have 354 miles to go. 7 times 50 makes 350. Maybe 4 miles left. Okay, all right. So here's the quotient. 150. Remainder 4. All right, so to sum it all up, Fernando traveled 150 miles each hour. 150 miles an hour. We might say about 150 miles an hour, because we did have a little bit of a remainder. So they traveled 150 miles an hour. That wouldn't put them exactly there. So it's about 150 miles an hour. It'd actually be a little bit more than 150 miles an hour. Okay? All right, last problem. Talking about Diego here and frozen icy bars. This is a two-part story problem. First part, how many of each flavor did he buy? You know, there are 4 different flavors. He bought 328 frozen icy bars, and they were in 8 boxes. Okay, so the second question, how many icy bars were in a box? 2 parts to this. Okay, first part, let me show my work down here a little bit. Okay, so the first part, we're figuring out the number of each flavor. So 4 flavors divided into 328 bars. So 4 times 80 makes 320. 8 left. 4 times 2 makes 8 exactly. Okay. So 82. No remaining. All right. Second part of this, and I'll write the explanation here in just a second. Second part of this is figuring out how many are in each box. You know, there are 8 boxes. We're dividing all 328 bars between them. Okay, so use what I know over here with this problem to help us on this one. 8 times 40 again makes 320. There's just 8 left, so 8 times 1. Nothing left. Okay, so 41, nothing left over. All right, now to our explanation. Let's focus on the first question. How many of each flavor did he buy? Diego bought 82 of each flavor. I know this because I took all of the bars, all 328 bars, and divided them equally by the 4 flavors. Second part to the question, how many were in each box? In each of the 8 boxes, there are 41 icy bars. I took the 8 boxes and split the 328 bars evenly between them. And it might be good to say there were no extras. There were none that were left out of the box. I always like to restate, summarize everything back up. Okay, so this is how I know there were 82 of each flavor and 41 in each box. And there we have it. Okay, test is set up very similarly to this one. 8 questions. This last one is a two-part story problem. Be sure that you focus on answering both of the questions. Okay? All right. I hope this helps. Study hard tonight. I'm excited to see what we do on this test tomorrow. Thanks.